Aloha, it's Jessica Oyanagi, founder and CEO of Bloom, and I'm here today with my weekly Heart to Heart YouTube video to share with you my thoughts on worth and investing in your worth as a woman CEO. If you've never watched one of my videos before, I love to share my feelings and my thoughts about what it's like to be a woman CEO with you on YouTube. And if you find value in this video, I'd love it if you'd give me a like and hit that subscribe button. So I want to open up this week's Heart to Heart with just a general discussion about worth, right? Your worth as a woman, especially as a woman entrepreneur. And I think that, at least for myself personally and many of the women in my coaching community, discussing worth can be kind of a tricky subject, right? A lot of us are taught that our worth comes from what we do, right? How we serve others, right? Whether that's in your role as a mother, as a daughter, as a sibling, in your community, or maybe in your workplace. Women are often taking on the roles of caretakers for others, right? So we're taught that our worth is inherently, it's tied to actually serving other people. And so this is a very strong cultural programming that is not always necessarily true. I hate to break it to you if this is something that you believe in deeply, but I found time and time again that when these things kind of rise up for me as I'm running my business, that I should be putting others first, right? That my worth has to do with how much I work or, how much I put in energetically to my business. I find when these things pop up for me and I'm conscious of them and I actually challenge them and I look at them in a new light, oh my gosh, so many more avenues for health, happiness, actually financial success open up for me. So let's begin by just challenging the notion that our worth actually comes from what we do, right? Whether it's in our business, for our families, and our societies, and our communities. I'd like to challenge that, and I'd like you to consider the fact, or at least entertain the idea, that your worth is actually inherent, right? All of us, we're here, we're humans, we're alive, right? Whoever or whatever created us, whatever you believe in, if you are here, you are inherently worthy, right? And you may have gotten messages growing up, whether it's from your family of origin or the community you grew up in, you may have gotten messages that you are not worthy, right? You're not worth the things that you dream of or want in your life. And I'm here to tell you that you can absolutely work through this limiting belief, and you can understand, you can embrace, and you can actually celebrate and practice that your worth is inherent. So one of the biggest blocks that I work with my clients on is actually worth. It's all tied to worth, right? And this has been the case for me as I've worked with my coaches and in other communities as well. A lot of times women will come into our community, they've never questioned their worth, right? Where their ideas of worth come from when it comes to making their business decisions or investing in themselves or their life. And they can really run into problems, right? Where they're kind of getting in their own way or blocking themselves from taking actions and making decisions that can actually lead to their growth, more happiness, and more success. So I'd like to give you an example today. It's a true story. When I was working with one of my clients, she was trying to decide if she should join the CEO circle with us. And, she grew up in a household just like myself where they didn't have a lot of money, right? And they were always taught that any money that you had, right, should be spent on necessities first, right? Black and white, money coming in goes towards those basic needs, and it really shouldn't go anyplace else, right? And if there is a little extra, then maybe you're gonna treat yourself, okay? And this is a block. This is a really difficult thing and mental block to overcome as a woman business owner. And my goal is to help women stop working in their business all the time, right? Being the owner, the operator, wearing all the hats and doing all the things. I really want to encourage women to become powerful leaders and CEOs of their business, because I do really believe that our world needs more women CEOs. And so in order to do this is like a huge block that needs to be healed for women, because they might be taking kind of subconscious actions against themselves and their worth that they don't even realize. Okay, so this client came to me, she was considering joining, and she was very concerned about this new, what she called expense, right, would be for her paying the monthly membership to be inside our community. And I have totally 100% been there. I have followed coaches and communities for months and months and months, thinking about joining, looking at that price tag and thinking to myself, there's just no way I can afford this. This isn't in my budget. What am I gonna do, right? I need to learn. I need to grow. I need to figure out what the next best steps are for my business, but I don't know how to do all of this by myself, right? I had been at it for years by myself, and I realized I was kind of hitting my head against the wall and had hit a block, a stopping point where I wasn't progressing any further. And so for this client, I kind of had to have a one-on-one with her, and I said, look, just using the terminology that you think joining us is an expense tells me that you're not seeing the value in joining us for what it truly is. You know, I would challenge you to look at it rather as an expense, to look at it as an investment, okay? And that is definitely not something we're inherently taught, most of us anyway, as women, is to invest in ourselves, invest in our businesses, right? And this means we're spending money, and in exchange, we are getting something, right? Whether it's, you know, advertising you're paying for, marketing, a coaching membership, a new laptop or phone, right? Some type of tech that you need, or purchasing a website template, right? Whatever it is, there are going to be moments in your business when you do need to stretch a little bit, okay? Every time I've done it, it has paid off without fail. Every time I've done it, I have been totally afraid. Fear is a normal part of the journey when you are an entrepreneur and you want to grow and you want to succeed, okay? And so she was very afraid. I could tell when we were having this exchange and this back and forth. And so, you know, I had to talk with her and say, look, these are all the reasons, these are all the ways that you are going to see a return on this investment, right? I'm going to help you actually make more money than what you're making right now, guaranteed. And so after a little bit of a trepidation on her part, she agreed to join. And I'm super happy to tell you guys that within the first 2 weeks, okay, of joining CEO Circle, I gave her some advice that led to her actually doubling the amount of money that she invested for her first month of membership in just 2 weeks, okay? And it's just the beginning for her. Like, she's just at the very baby steps, like beginning of growing her business. And it was some very basic advice that I gave her. And there's so much more for us to do. So many other ways that she can continue to grow and invest in her business and see return on the investment of joining us inside our membership. And so I tell this story not only just to try to convince you, obviously, to join the CEO Circle, but I want you to know that this story is not unique to this particular client. Okay, like I said, I've experienced it. I've seen other women entrepreneurs go through this as well, where they have these moments of fear bubble up, and a lot of times they will just stop, right? They see the fear as like a warning that they shouldn't do it. They don't continue, and they don't see that return on investment. They don't see growth. They don't see making more money, or perhaps making more time in their life, or finding more happiness, you know, whatever it is you're looking for as you grow as a woman CEO. So I'd like to encourage you to really examine maybe some of the pain points, some of the fears, the patterns for you that continue to come up, because That's where the gold is, right? Those are the areas that if you can actually work on those limiting beliefs and overcome them, your greatest joy, your greatest growth, your greatest success lies like literally just on the other side. I'm getting tingles, like even within a few weeks or even days of making these personal commitments to ourselves, to inherently valuing our worth. You would be amazed, okay, at what lies on the other side of taking those steps. And the more you do it, I'm not gonna say the fear is still there sometimes, but the easier it becomes to see those blocks for what they truly are, right? They have to do with our worth, okay? And valuing yourself enough to know that you're inherently worthy of everything that you want. You just have to take that first step. Okay, so you might be saying, Jessica, we get it, okay? You want us to join your CEO circle. That's a way that I can invest in myself, but what if I'm not ready to take a big step like that just yet? And so here I would like to offer up some advice for some other ways that you could invest in yourself to get into the practice, right, of really valuing your worth. One recommendation that I have is to really take a look at your day-to-day schedule, at your time, and make sure that you are investing in your rest, right? We're all worthy of rest, okay? Even if you look to nature, okay? Let's look at like a garden or a farm or any plant in nature, okay? You plant a seed, it germinates, it sprouts, it grows, right? You aren't just gonna be growing all the time, okay? Same for humans. We're not designed to just work and go and produce, bear fruit all the time, okay? Rest, investing in rest and taking breaks is, I believe, one area that women usually really lack in. Even myself, I have to remind myself every single day to make time, make sure that it's a priority to invest in my worth, take breaks, right? Whether that's a nap, whether it's a walk, whether it's a coffee break, you get to decide what fills up your well the most. But I want to encourage you to invest in yourself by taking breaks. I know this is a really difficult thing for women, especially women entrepreneurs, to do, but this is a very small way that you can really boost and celebrate your worth, okay? This is just one tip. If you are looking to invest some cash to celebrate your worth, I would say a little more self-care could be in order. Could be something, now I get monthly pedicures, okay? I used to only get them once a year on my birthday. And decided about a year ago, like, enough is enough. This is something I wanna do for myself on a regular basis. Could be hiring a house cleaner. I've done that. Could be hiring a dog walker or a babysitter, or just getting more help, support in your life, doing really kind things for yourself, whether it's buying yourself lunch or a new shirt or a new piece of tech for your business. Like, you figure out where your barometer is, right? But setting aside some budget to take better care of yourself, to treat yourself, all these things are going to help you become a more powerful leader and CEO. So I hope this video and me sharing my thoughts about worth have kind of gotten the wheels turning for you. I'd love to know in the comments below, if there's ways that you already celebrate your worth. If you have questions or concerns about, adding some of these new things to your life, they're going to help you celebrate your worth. Please let me know. I'm happy to help. And you can definitely reach out to myself or any of the coaches on my team inside Bloom and our CEO circle. And I'd love you to really just consider what would happen if you stopped or if you never invested in yourself and your worth, right? I think the worst thing that could happen would be for us to stagnate, right? Or even go backwards or give up on our dreams. And we need to continuously invest in our worth so that we can show up, right? The best way possible for our clients and customers, for our teams, even obviously for our families, friends, and communities. Okay, this goes beyond just being a woman business owner, and really is more of a human matter, okay? I would really love to encourage you to figure out where your issues surrounding worth and being inherently worthy are, and take a look at those, right? Try your best to find help to overcome those, and look for ways you can actually invest your time, energy, or money into celebrating your worth on a regular basis. Thank you so much for joining me in my weekly heart to heart video. If you found value in this video, please be sure to give me that like and hit the subscribe button. And I would love to hear from you. If you have anything that you have questions about regarding this video or thoughts on, feel free to leave a comment below. If you're looking for a women's business coach, we would love to help you at my company, Bloom, inside my VIP membership program, the CEO Circle. So check out the links below if you want any additional information on that, and I will see you next week in our next Heart to Heart. Aloha.